My husband, Kevin, pretended he didn't know how to run the dishwasher, so I'd have to do it. His helplessness nearly cost me the biggest promotion of my career. I thought he was just useless, but the hidden camera I installed proved he was actually highly skilled at sabotaging my career. I was the primary breadwinner, working 60 hours a week as a corporate attorney, on the verge of making partner. Kevin worked part-time and was supposed to be the primary caregiver, but somehow I was still doing everything. The mental load was crushing. It wasn't just one thing. It was death by 1,000 cuts. Every day, I'd come home to chaos and a helpless husband. Honey, how do I turn on the oven for the nuggets? Babe, the baby is crying. She only wants you. Where do we keep the laundry detergent? He was a grown man with a master's degree, acting like he just landed on Earth. If I asked him to do a chore, he'd do it so badly, shrinking my best work clothes, breaking expensive dishes, that I'd just have to redo it anyway. He'd shrug with a goofy smile and say, "I'm just not good at domestic stuff like you are. It's your superpower." The breaking point was the day of my final partnership presentation. It was the culmination of 5 years of grueling work. I was in the boardroom with the senior partners. 10 minutes into my pitch, my phone started buzzing. It was Kevin. I ignored it. It buzzed again and again. 20 times in 5 minutes. My watch was vibrating off my wrist. Panic set in. I thought someone was dead. I thought the house was on fire. I excused myself, shaking, my heart pounding, and answered in the hallway. "What's the emergency?" I whispered fiercely. "Oh, hey," he said casually, as if he hadn't just blown up my career. "Leo can't find his blue sneakers, the ones with the lights. Are they in the hall closet or the mudroom? He's having a meltdown." I hung up, stunned. Sneakers. I walked back into the meeting, completely thrown off my game. I stumbled through the rest of the presentation, my confidence shattered. Afterward, the managing partner pulled me aside and said my lack of focus under pressure was concerning. When I got home, devastated, Kevin didn't apologize. He looked at me with faux pity and said, "You know, honey, maybe this is a sign. Maybe you just aren't cut out for that high-pressure job. You seem so stressed lately. Maybe you should step back and focus on the family." That was the quiet cut. The veil lifted. It wasn't incompetence. It was strategy. He was actively creating chaos to make me fail, so I would retreat back into the domestic role he was comfortable with. He needed me small, so he could feel big. I didn't argue. I went to Amazon and bought 3 high-definition hidden cameras. I put one in the kitchen, one in the laundry room, and one in the living room, disguised as phone chargers. The footage I watched over the next week was shocking. The man who couldn't operate a microwave when I was home was suddenly a domestic god when I left. I watched him effortlessly sort laundry by color and fabric type. I saw him cook a complex pasta dish from scratch for himself while giving the kids cereal. I watched him load the dishwasher perfectly, maximizing space. He wasn't helpless. He was performing helplessness for an audience of 1, me. But the smoking gun wasn't the video. It was his iPad, which he left unlocked on the couch one night. I found a text thread with his mother. My stomach turned as I scrolled. "Kevin, she blew the presentation today. I called her 20 times about shoes right in the middle of it. Worked like a charm. She's a wreck." His mom, "Good job, sweetie. Keep the pressure on. She needs to remember her real place is at home with the kids, not chasing some man's job. Her ambition is threatening your role as head of the house. You have to take the reins back. Kevin, I know, I'm exhausted from pretending to be an idiot, but it's working. She's talking about quitting. Soon things will be back to normal. I read those words over and over. My career, my sanity, my financial stability, all collateral damage to his fragile ego and his mother's outdated worldview. I wasn't married to a partner. I was married to a saboteur. A week later, it was my birthday. Kevin threw me a surprise party that he had manipulated me into planning and paying for myself. Our friends and family were all there in our living room. Kevin clinked his glass for a toast. To my beautiful wife, he beamed, playing the role of the supportive husband to perfection. She works so hard for us, even though it drives her a little crazy sometimes. We love our workaholic, don't we? Everyone clapped. I stood up, smiling. Thank you, Kevin, I said. I actually have a little presentation of my own tonight, since I missed my big one at work. I picked up the remote and turned on the giant living room TV. I had cast my phone screen to it. I hit play on the video compilation I'd made. First, the clips of him competently doing chores when he thought no one was watching, folding clothes, cooking, cleaning, then screenshots of his texts to his mother, highlighting the parts about sabotage and my ambition threatening his masculinity. The silence in the room was absolute. You could hear a pin drop. Kevin's face turned gray. His mother looked like she wanted to crawl under the sofa. Our friends were staring at him in horror. I let the video finish. Then I reached into my purse and pulled out a manila envelope. I walked over and handed it to him. "Happy birthday to me," I said. He opened it. It was divorce papers, citing emotional abuse and financial sabotage. I had already moved half our savings into a separate account. I didn't make partner that year, but I kept my job, and more importantly, I lost 180 pounds of useless, manipulative husband. He thought weaponized incompetence would force me back into the kitchen. Instead, it forced me out the door, and I've never been more competent than the day I left him.